Gamerdad Moves here, and if you are just starting out Crimson Desert, these are some of the things that I honestly wish that someone had told me before I jumped in. These are 20 beginner tips that I wish that I knew at the start, so let's jump right in. At number 20, we have the Blinding Flash ability, which is not only helpful in combat, but also in finding certain points of interest. If you get up to a high point and you use Blinding Flash, you're going to be able to find abyss artifacts, travel points, and hidden puzzles. At number 19, always carry food. Pretty much just like in Zelda, where you're expected to carry food with you pretty much all the time. You're going to need it when you're in battles, because then you can just spam heal when you're in the middle of it. So make sure that you are always having some sort of meal or grilled meat on you at all times. At number 18 would be to do not rush and take your time, especially in Hernand. Don't move on to other areas in the game, because the game scales based on area, so your character is not going to be ready for those areas. It's basically like wandering into Khalid for Elden Ring. Take your time and explore the entire area. At number 17, make sure you buy every single small bag from every vendor that you come across. It is going to be one of the biggest headaches that you come across, which is inventory expansion and organization. Every small bag from the vendor is going to help. Here's a few throughout Hernand. Make sure you just pick up a small bag whenever you can. It's going to help you in the long run.
Please, come again anytime.
At number 16, organize your inventory. The game is going to do that for some of your items. As you can see here in purple, it's going to organize some of them based on groups. But you can go in and manually group your items by pushing L3 on the PS5. It's T on the PC, and just hover over the item that you want to group, and you press that button. It's going to put everything into one nice, neat little stack, and you can continue to do that for money, for any other item. It doesn't create more space, but it does make things look and feel a lot cleaner. Number 15, getting rid of the items that you read. If you look in your inventory, you're going to see that there's a grayed out number, 0 out of 1. When you read a recipe, the same goes for a bounty. When you go back into your inventory, you're going to hover over it, and you're going to see that the knowledge acquired is going to go from 0 out of 1 to 1 out of 1. That means you got the knowledge. You can sell it. You can drop it. Not all items are going to be worth selling. Some of them are going to be worth more. So when you go into your inventory and you see that, you don't need to hold on to it anymore. You can get rid of it. This is going to help clean up some of your inventory to make space for stuff you actually want to get. At number 14, make sure you upgrade your gear. Get to one of these blacksmiths and don't hoard your copper, your iron, your hide. Make sure you're upgrading your gear, especially early on when you only need some common materials like hide or copper or iron. And don't sleep on the same equipment ability that you have. Sometimes you'll come across the same item. Don't throw it away, because you're going to be able to refine it and get a better item using the same exact item. Number 13, understanding your gear levels. When you get to a certain level, above level 5 for these items, you're going to see that you're going to need more unique things like abyss artifacts or bloodstones. That's going to be more meaningful upgrades when you get to that level. As you can see, when you are at a lower level for these items, all you need is like an iron or a copper to upgrade. At number 12, the extraction system that they included in one of the recent patches is subtly one of the best things to utilize, because it allows you to go into older gear that you upgraded early game, and then when you get later into late game and mid game, to get some of those materials back. At number 11, don't treat Crimson Desert like a straightforward linear game. It is an open world game. Explore everything. Go and get the material, stockpile that, learn the mechanics of the game as you're going along. Explore and make sure that you're opening up these fast travel points. It's going to make traveling around a lot easier, and you're going to find them across the world. Go and fight that boss, that field boss. Go and do those side quests. You'll unlock certain faction items. It is worth your while to do the side quests and explore everything in this game. At number 10, prioritize inventory expansion quests. You're going to come across quests that are going to allow you to expand your inventory permanently. Those should be near the top of your priority list, because inventory management is something that you're going to be dealing with for your entire playthrough. At number 9, Contribution points and the contribution office is something you should not sleep on. You'll get some of the best early game items in these offices, and in order to acquire them, you can't buy them, but you have to do the faction quests. And in Hernan, this is where the contribution office is, and you'll be able to find which quest match with the factions in your journal. You'll be able to go and see which quests you can do, which ones you've done, and you'll be able to build up faction points, which is what is going to be allowed to be used to buy some of these items in the contribution office. Nothing else, no money, no negotiations, just those points. And another Payloon contribution office here, once you unlock this area, be the same thing. You'll walk into the contribution office after you've done a few quests, get some points, and get some souped up gear. At number 8, do not sleep on the grilled meat. It's not exciting, it's not flashy, but it gets the job done. It's cheap, it's easy to make, and it's something that you can always have on you when you need a quick fix for food. At number 7, if you are looking to invest in skill upgrade, I recommend looking at these first. Armed combat, upgrading it all the way is going to help with many fights. Your keen senses is another one that I recommend upgrading. That's going to have everything from your counter to your parry to your dodges. The next one that I would recommend looking to upgrade as much as possible is the forward slash. It helps add a powerful move set to your character. On top of that, you should look into upgrading the turning slash, which is another upgraded ability that helps with fighting scenarios and situations. And the last, but certainly not least, section you should look into upgrading is your stamina. That's going to have everything from your climbing to your running to flying. It's going to help if you upgrade that. And at number 6, steal the gold bar. Go ahead and steal it. You're going to hear a lot of things about the best way to automate getting money or gold bars. There's plenty of those things, but there's nothing quite like pickpocketing some rich people. So in order to do that, you're going to unlock this area here. You're going to go to the wildlife park, and you're going to be looking for this very distinct outline of the gold bar. When you bump into somebody, you're going to get this pickpocket option there. That's only when you bump into someone. Then, when you pickpocket that person, just make sure that you run outside of the red line so the crime is not something that's followed through on. Sometimes you're going to pickpocket and you're not going to get the gold bar. So if that happens, you're just going to go back to the same person who you pickpocketed before, see that they still have the gold bar when you use the lantern, bump into them, pickpocket them, get back out of the circle, and you're going to find in your inventory a brand new gold bar. And at number 5, some quick tips on what to do with that gold bar when you have it. You should take it to the bank. Now, there's one of two ways that you can go about. You can sell the gold bar, which I'll go over in a second, at the bank, or you can invest it. You can put it into the bank and you can passively grow the money. A quick tip is that it's random, whether it is a positive or a negative influx in your income. So note down the time that the application is going to take effect, save the game right before then, and then come back and make sure that it's a positive every single time. Now, if you need quick cash to sell the bar, do not sell it at the vendors. As you can see there, they only give you 190 silver. If you look over at the bank, you're going to be able to sell it for a whole lot more. So if you do need that quick cash, make sure that you're selling them at the bank, not at vendors. And at number 4, one of the skills that I completely ignored early on in my playthrough is the focus upgrade skill. I recommend to upgrade focus because you're able to slow down time, you're able to recharge your spirit gauge when you're in focus mode. Cliff is able to do a lot of other skills based out of focus. So this is something that I would do early on. Just upgrade it. There's only 2 slots that you need to upgrade, and I recommend doing it. At number 3 is one that made me feel pretty dumb when I realized that all you had to do was use blinding flash to burn down the vines that were blocking your way for some doorways. I was running around trying to find a torch or some sort of fire or explode it. All you need to do is use blinding flash on the vines and they will burn away. At number 2, progress the Greymane quest line. Early game, before Chapter 3, you're not going to have this opportunity, but after Chapter 3, you're going to be able to complete a quest called Bustling Hills, and once that is complete, you're going to have this faction quest unlock, the Embers of Return. Once you do all of these, you're going to have the ability to search for other Greymanes in the area, who are dispersed, who are looking for a home, and when you find them, and there are all the rumors, so make sure you follow the rumors, you're going to be able to bring them back to the camp, and you'll have more workers to do things around the camp. And the last tip that I want to give is to do not ring the bell towers. Now, this one's a little bit subjective, but I'm going to tell you why. Sure, the bell towers clears out the fog, but when you're going around the map and you don't have the fog there to tell you you didn't go here, you didn't go there, I have found it helpful. I have cleared bell towers and then I didn't clear bell towers. And I like knowing that, oh, here's an area of the map that I haven't explored. So if I go to this fast travel point and I put a mark there, I hop on my trusty Wyvern and we explore the area that we have not, clears up some of the fog, you might, like I did, find some things that you maybe wouldn't have before. Like I said, it's subjective. That's my tip. I found it helpful to leave the fog. So those are the 20 tips that I genuinely wish I knew before starting Crimson Desert. If I missed one, if you have one that completely changed how you play the game, please let me know in the comments. For all the tips and tricks, games we love to play, till next time, cheers.